new intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. Virginia woman allegedly stole the car of a person who pulled over to help her after it crashed. Markel Hancock of Chesapeake, Virginia, stole a man's Suburban with his 5 children still inside of the car after he had stopped when he witnessed a multi-vehicle collision. The collision took place on October 3rd around 12:40 p.m. in Grandy, North Carolina. Quote, a citizen stopped to assist as he witnessed the event. He approached the scene and exited his vehicle to check on the people involved. After he had exited his car, Hancock jumped into the driver's seat of a Suburban and stole it with his 5 children still inside. She drove the car to Cherokee Highway before pulling over into the lot of Hop-In, where she jumped out and ran. Hancock was quickly apprehended by Currituck Sheriff's deputies. Quote, the children were extremely shaken, but not harmed. Hancock has been charged with 5 counts of second-degree kidnapping, leaving the scene of an accident, and larceny of a motor vehicle. She was booked into Currituck County Detention Center with a $210,000 bond. It was not immediately clear if Hancock has legal representation or if she has entered a plea. I just gotta ask this question, right? I wonder who was the black man that put this black woman up to this event, because we all know beyond a shadow of a doubt that for no reason at all, there would never be a reason that a black woman would need to commit any type of crime at all. And if there is a crime committed by a black woman, it is solely to the fact and by way of a black man who enabled this black woman in order to commit this crime. What black man taught her and told and showed her how it is to steal somebody's car during an incident that is taking place on the road? Clearly, we all know that a black man is at fault for this taking place. We all know it. There is no way to sit up here and look in any other direction. You can't look at her because obviously, it's not her own doing. It's that by way of a black man who caused, right, first the accident, and then it was by way of a black man who told her that, hey, when this accident happens, there's going to be this car with these 5 kids in it. What you're going to do is you're going to take that car and then that's going to be your getaway car, right? You're going to make sure not to do anything to the kids, not to put them in any danger, but you're going to use that for your getaway car. And also for all intents and purposes, if a situation occurs, hostages. And, it's going to be what it's going to be, because, at the end of the day, who's at fault for allowing, those kids, to be in that car by themselves? We don't really know the race of the driver, but for all intents and purposes, sounds like a black man. Am I right? So like I said, whenever, I happen to hear stories online, that's, usually the thing. It's always the go-to when it comes to a certain minority, right, that is out there, a certain grouping, right, that is out there, where they specifically feel the need every single day when they wake up to, not brush their teeth, not fix their hair, not even to take a shower. Let me just jump online and just figure out how and where I can actually blame a black man in the situation. And for all intents and purposes, and factually speaking, you can't blame a black man for this. You got a black woman here that obviously, more than likely, did not have the right female role models directly in her family, in her life, in order to guide her to a better way of life. The main thing that I tell black women is this, right? If a lot of the responsibility is put directly on black men, right? Your responsibility is to be that positive role model for a lot of these young black women who are out here so that they don't end up like Miss Markle Hancock's of Chesapeake, Virginia, who decided that she was going to steal somebody's car with their kids in it, I'm sorry, and perform a high-speed chase and try to escape from police. Because at any point in time, police would have only registered that, hey, this is somebody that's black. They're still in a car. This is a high-speed chase. They could have decided to perform a pit maneuver. They could have decided to, fire directly at the car. And that would have inevitably, right, put those kids in harm's way because of her poor decision making. But like I said before it even made it this far, where were those black women in the community, friends and family members who could have been there in order to correct the path that she was on so that it wouldn't even have made it this far? Like I said, I'm not sure if this woman has a record. I'm not sure if she has, other things that have taken place that just haven't been listed because, she just has never been caught. But my main thing is that I told a lot of black women out here by way of both channels that it is your job to guide these young women, to talk to these young women, to correct the path, the destructive path that they're on, because not only are they harming themselves, but in a lot of cases they're harming their kids. They're, harming the future. They're harming the community. They're being a detriment to anything that we're trying to do in order to progress ourselves, right? And better yet, they're being a detriment to the reflection of black women in general. Because at the end of the day, like I've told people time and time and time again, at any point in time that one black person basically commits a crime or does a horrendous, terrible act, that basically is going to reflect negatively on black people in general. Right? I get how people feel, but facts don't care about feelings. Right? Logic don't care about feelings. Right? Reality don't care about feelings. So beyond anything that you're going to say on trying to say that, oh, well, I'm different, I'm me and all this, that's great. I completely understand that. But try to tell reality that. Try to tell facts that. Try to argue that with logic. You're not going to win those battles at all because they don't care about feelings and they don't care about emotions. They don't. And the fact is that black men, at the end of the day, we are responsible for a lot of the young black men that are out here that are, walking on, this tight path, walking on this destructive path, right? Walking on a path that is not going to equal out to anything good. So for all intents and purposes, that is our responsibility as men, right? We got young boys in our families. We got young boys in our communities. We got, our friends who have young sons. So we're around a lot of young men that we can very easily influence in a very, positive light to get them on a better path. And I state the same exact thing for black women, because it is impossible for me as a black man to really try to influence a black woman, a young black girl, a little girl, into becoming a positive, black woman. That's in a sense impossible for me to do. I'm coming from a whole different area. I'm coming from a whole different viewpoint and a lens, right? I've never lived my life as a woman. I wasn't born a woman. I didn't grow up as a woman. So for me to try, right, to speak from that perspective of not even understanding, that's ridiculous. That's something that I can't do. I can speak on certain things from my perspective of being a man, right? And dealing with black women, being in relationships with black women, loving black women. I can talk from, those stories. I can talk from that perspective. I can talk from those walks that I've taken. But Only black women can really speak to young black girls, young black women, and older black women in general. Only you guys have control over that whole energy and that narrative. And, you know, like I said before, it's up to y'all to really change this at the end of the day. Because as time goes by, you're going to start to have more and more stories about black women doing things like this. I mean, there's already stories out there. They're just not really publicized because they can't really make money off of black women. The main money that comes in is if it deals with a story dealing with a black man doing something negative, meaning crime. And that's the honest truth. So, you know, like I said, if you really want this to stop, if you want to have an effect, you might as well start right now. Don't think about, you know, uh, tomorrow, the day after, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. You might as well start right now with the young girls that you are able to get in contact with in order to, you know, stop a lot of this nonsense from taking place. Because we're already at a point in time where you have a lot of women that don't want to listen to men in general. We're already at a time where you have a lot of black women that don't want to listen to black men in general because they feel that, you know, black men aren't in a well enough place in order to lead or to give examples or to dictate, right, what it is that black women should and should not do. So since we are at that point in time, and that's where people want to be at, black women, it's up to y'all to basically fix this. Things like this, where you have Miss Markel Hancock of Chesapeake, Virginia, who decided to steal a man's Suburban with his 5 children in it. It's up to y'all to correct that. And you can't blame a black man for that. You just can't. Like I said, if you really care, you'll do. If you don't really care, then you'll just continue to blame black men, and that'll be the end of it. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.